Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Guillotine here, back to my main game now. Cannot wait for tomorrow. If you're watching this in the future, the new league. So I'm going back to my main league farm, every league for the past 10 odd leagues since whenever it came out, which is Blight. I absolutely love Blight. I love the tower defense, it's brilliant. And you can perfectly viably start it for your whole league. If that's, if you enjoy a mechanic, I feel like that is going to be the most profitable thing that you can do, and it certainly works for me. So this was my character from the last league. It's obviously on standard now, and I feel like before I give people advice, really they should kind of see what kind of thing that I achieve. So naturally, as you can see, I've got fractured minion aggressive ones that I crafted, abyssal socket ones. All of this is crafted by me. I mean, you have to really hate yourself to craft an amulet like that, I'm going to be honest. Well, you have to hate yourself a little bit more to split it and try and get the +4, but I'm not quite that bad. But again, just to give you an idea, also, I have not played standard ever in my life pretty much, so this is after I quit the league, obviously, just to give you a kind of idea of what I achieve in a league. And obviously we'll just gloss over that. There's nothing in the world that can make me sort that out. So I am going to run through a quick atlas with you, but firstly I'm going to just go through a little tip. So most people are going to be aware of the ring enchants, obviously, and the most common one is probably going to be the meteor, which is going to carry you pretty far, honestly, but which is indigo violet. The other one, which is nice early, because you will get this before you will get that, is the minion from the summoning towers. Now you will get this super early, like literally tier 1, tier 2. Well, no, you'll be in like tier 3 or 4 before you have 100% blight anyway. But you will have this really early, so you can have it on double rings. So instead of doing your until you get your meteor enchant, have this x2, and then make this instead of your meteor towers. So you do your freeze, your seismic, your empower, and a summoning tower with 50% damage, and then you don't upgrade it then, so you'd go to 3 and stop. And that actually just shreds stuff, to be honest, really early on. It's really good. Depending on what you play, if you're playing something that's like really can't handle anything, then you're going to struggle with, well, you're going to struggle with any content, to be honest. But it's a nice little tip, because obviously everyone tells you that you use that, and then you use this, which is your freeze, which is really nice, honestly. It's amazing once you get it, but you can't get a pleasant oil until at least tier 6, and you cannot get silver oil until tier 11, which is quite far into your initial mapping, to be honest, to just be using your burning ground. So that's one tip for you guys. So let's go over to the Atlas Planner. And I feel like Blight's pretty simple, but there are some pitfalls. So initially, you want to knock over here just to get the chance for it to spawn in the first place. So our entire main goal is going to be 100% Blight spawn. So every single map we have Blight. That's great. Once we have that, we're going to do our towers and our upgrades. So that's the upgrade reduction cost, which just makes it a lot easier. Those 3 points are going to be great. That's going to give you a ton of loot, and those 2 are going to make it so you can build up much more towers. Do not take this early. That's not going to be a fun time for you. And then we're going to come up to here, and then we're going to go for our double chest. I have filled this wheel out. It's a lot of nice stuff out of that. And then we're going to go for our maps. And then we're going to go up to here. what we're not going to do is we're not going to take Blight's Wand. Do not take this until you are literally AFK speed farming tier 16, sorry. That's horrendous. And not only is that genuinely going to brick your Blight run most of the time, it'll spawn right next to the pump with bosses that just jump over your freeze tower or your stun tower and one-shot your pump. So until you can reliably just absolutely destroy those bosses without towers, basically, do not take that. It's the benefit is not there. So after we've done this, we're going to come back, assuming that we're easily farming our Blight now. We're going to take immune response, which just speeds the encounter up significantly, but obviously that does increase the difficulty. So if you do spec that and then you find it too difficult, there's no harm at all in just taking that off until you get some gear, etc. We're on about league start, so we're not on about trying to make the most of anything. We're on about making things as easy for us as possible. And then what I like to do to complement this strategy personally is rush the quant wheel. Again, you can go into here and take these, but I don't feel like it's worth. I mean, the 1% quant's obviously great. The rarities here is like negligible, but it's the extra 3 points to get there, which I wouldn't do until I've got, you know, all my points from everything else, basically. Because it is only 3%, which is essentially just one more of these, except you've got to waste 3 points to get there. To complement that strategy anyway, I would go with scarabs. Scarabs and Blight pairs up beautifully. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this wheel, and then we're going to take the other points, basically. So anywhere else then that we can find our scarabs. So and here. So where are we at now? 84. So we get 100 from the campaign. Your map clears. So I like to take blue altars personally. This is personal preference, so it's a flex basically. If you don't like this, just spec red altars over here. It's completely up to you. But that takes you essentially to our, where are we, 99? Where have I missed one? Oh, there we go, of course. That's our 100. So that's our early setup. Now, Blight does tend to spew out quite a lot. Historically, ambush scarabs have been the ones to go for to target farm. They've been the most valuable generally. But again, if you keep an eye on PoE Ninja, just watch the trends and the prices. It is a little bit wild at the very start, to be honest with you. But you can watch the trends and the prices, and then you can obviously swap out. So all of the options for these focusing are here anyway. So you've got here or here. So if for some reason, I mean, Essence Scarabs aren't bad, honestly, early game. They can do quite well. It's just your big like money, your big ticket money ones are either going to be domination or ambush generally. And a lot of people like strong boxes early, so I'd recommend that personally. There's a good chance that what's it called? Abyss is going to be pretty decent. Well, there's a good chance it's going to be awful, but there's a good chance that a lot of people are going to try it. So I'm not sure if you can actually target farm Abyss scarabs. You probably can. You can do pretty much anything you want in this game, to be honest. But I'm not seeing it. I'm sure it's there somewhere. But again, anyway, that's dealer's choice. You can go either route that you want to pick what you're farming, but generally I find the scarabs make probably more money than the Blight does early on. So like I said before with the rings, for Blight you want tier 6 to your opalescent, where you start to make a little bit of money, and then tier 11 you can drop silver oil, which generally is pretty expensive, and then tier 13 plus, so your red maps, you can drop golden oil, but you're also more likely to... Sorry, my dog's just decided to drink an entire lake next to us. Yeah, so anyway, that's the strategy I would go with, Ellie. That's how I'd spec it up. The 2 points that you want to be aware of are immune response and Blight Spawned. So Blight Spawned is a noob trap, honestly. It's really great when you're doing juiced Blight in, say, toxic sewers, right, where you've got one lane, you know it's going to be bosses, you definitely guaranteed got towers on it, and you're powerful. What it's terrible for is when you're doing random ass maps in tier 14 and you have like no gear at all. It's just going to break your, like, there's no chance. You've got 0 chance of being able to have a good time with that. Immune response, I personally find that once I have this, so once my pump can take 1 or 2 hits and the monsters take more damage, again, there's another flex point where they take more damage then. If you want to take that. I personally generally don't feel like I need it, but if I did, I'd happily take that. And then immune response, obviously, when you feel ready for it. It speeds the encounter up, but if it makes it, basically, if you can't achieve the encounter consistently, unspec it until you can, or until you get stronger and then try again. And then what I do with my flex points after this, so when I've done my unique maps and my tier 17s, or what they tier 16.5s or whatever they are now, I personally just block other mechanics. That's what I would do. So I'd come from here, I'd block mechanics, and I'd go over the top of this. I'd go over the top of this and come down and block. So, you know, block, block. And then that's about it, really. That's going to be pretty much you capped out for the whole thing. I did last season at least, come up here and take this, which meant I would, and the top hat's nice, honestly. I would actually probably sack those 3 for the top hat. But it depends what you want to block, right? Like I very rarely actually do all of the points just because I can't be asked to do the feared and all that sort of stuff. So, but again, I just thought I'd make a little league start for, or not league start, but you know what I mean, like a league start atlas for people that really enjoy the blighted mechanic. Hopefully that works out quite well for you guys. And like I said, I do know roughly what I'm talking about. Like I farm like really high-end expensive and craft really high-end expensive gear, so like I must be doing something right. But again, it's definitely up to you guys what you want to play, you know. But anyway, have a good time, guys, and I will catch you at some point during the league, I suspect, for an update.